incentivizing a better life. We're incentivizing a way out. Things like this can actually change people's lives. And once people get over the fact that institutions are, for better and for worse, prone to power grabs, prone to fallout, and all these things, and they're just willing to stick with it and stick in it, you can start to see the change that you always wanted. I mean, in the end, Ray, I'm in politics, and specifically local politics, because I believe I can make a difference. And I believe all young men can, put in the right position. And by utilizing the things we have at our disposal, the tools, we can see that change affect not just our lives, but those around us. And that's why specifically local politics, because you can go to D.C. and big things happen in D.C., right? Absolutely. And it does have national waves. But a lot of the things that happen in D.C., you usually fail, at least in a general sense, walking around the neighborhood, fail to see in your day-to-day life. But I tell you what the state legislature does, what amendments pass and what amendments don't pass, that affects you and me right now in our little neck of the woods in the Ozarks, one might say, right? That affects us. That affects our neighbors. That affects our friends. That affects our families. I'm just asking for young men to look around, know that they want change, and just say, well, you know what? Just start doing it. If not us, who, right?
Yeah.
So that would be my answers to those.
Yeah, that's really good. Because like I said before, a big concern that I find a lot of young men at my age, like even if they're not bums, they're working, they're trying hard to make a difference, they're well involved in our church, and a lot of good things locally. But when it comes to local politics and then also just our national politics, there just seems to be some just restraint from it. And it's fair because we've been living in a political realm that's been always worried about what we've been doing for the past 60 years or in casting our old ways and problems with a lot of corruption going on. And right now we have this really weird time where we actually are moving, our attitudes are moving in a positive direction for all the young people. But the problem is we're not wanting to act on into our positivity. And so we have all the old people, and the majority of them are going, we're going to enjoy the next 10, 12 years of our lives. Cause I mean, that's the rest you have left. And like, I've been able to reap the rewards of the American dream. I don't care about America of the future. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then you have people our age, they're in this super sticky situation because not a lot of people are wanting to shift and make things stay well and or go back to the way things were. And now we're in this like 25, 35 year window where things are just going to could just lead to a lot of big problems. And, you can argue, well, this was the past's fault. And like, I can't buy a house for under $100,000 anymore. And so there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to sit around and do this. So, you have the problem with people that are stopping for change, but you also have people that are not fighting for a change. Yeah. And I think a lot of people just think there's nowhere to start. We can't move around. We've got our independent media. We can do these things, but in reality, it doesn't really matter. And that's a problem because, we do still have our freedoms. We can shift for a change. There's just a lot of work. And in reality, we are in a spot where we're going to need to start building up soon. We are at a process where things are down. We need to build up. It's our multi-billion-dollar franchise is down. It's time to rebuild. It's time to start things. But there's one thing, you could be the Detroit Lions and actually finally rebuild and start your super team, or you can stay like the Dolphins or the Bengals and just stay awful.
Yeah. God bless all the Dolphins and Bengals fans out there. I absolutely agree. I would say we are at a turning point regarding what Gen Z is going to become as a political force. And what I can say from a place of observation is that both parties in the youth wings want to cast positive visions. And what I mean by positive visions is affirming something, not just being reactionary, not just denying the negatives. Well, I'm against this, I'm against this, I'm against this, which for better and for worse, Republicans have basically been for the last 40 years, right? We stopped being institutionally focused and we started being anti-institution, anti-establishment. The problem with that is institutions affect change, whether we like it or not. And the answer is not to retreat. The answer is to move in when it gets uncomfortable and continue to push, because that is what the cultural Marxists of the day in the 60s onward, through intersectionality, et cetera, all these policies came from a minority of people with ideological fervor who decided to infiltrate all the institutions. And, they're effective. Whether we like it or not, the Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals really paved the way for them to get the change they wanted, right? And don't even get me started on the Frankfurt School or all these other influential figures that, promote this in.